Hi, I'm Dan McClary of Tennessee Shakespeare Company. Welcome back to the Decameron project. Good to see you. I hope you're well. The date, April 27, our theme, magnanimity. On this date, in 1759, Mary Wollstonecraft was born. Don't know the name? Well, she was the mom of Mary Shelley, the creator of Frankenstein. Was also the wife of Percy Shelley, but her mom, Mary Wollstonecraft, was a writer, poet in her own right, philosopher as well, an early feminist, and she firmly believed that women deserved a rational education, and she believed that the fundamental rights given to men should also be given to women. She lived through the French Revolution. On this date in 1945, playwright August Wilson was born. Well, we talk about classical writers at Tennessee Shakespeare Company all the time, and certainly modern classical writers. August Wilson fits the bill. He's a two-time Pulitzer Prize winner, known particularly for his Pittsburgh cycle, in which he examines the African-American experience in the United States. And in doing so, he welcomes all of us, regardless of our experience in life, into the theater and into his narratives. And on this date, in 1882, Ralph Waldo Emerson dies. Now, Emerson, you may recall, if you've not picked up a book or read anything by Emerson since high school, just a brief reminder about him. He was one of the leaders of the Transcendentalist movement in the 19th century, and he was an essayist and a poet and a speaker, and probably best known for his essay, Self-Reliance, in which he was condemning being normal or conforming, and he was promoting individualism. But the Transcendentalist movement, just again as a reminder, at the center of this is the divinity, is the divine, and its relationship to nature. And that regardless of however we may feel or what we may believe or who our God may be or may not be, that this energy and this divinity was present. He explored that relationship. And also in this movement, he featured and advocated for feminism and the rights of women, and also for communal living. I've got a great friend named Bob in Boston. And last year he sent me one of my prize gifts. I hang it in my office right next to a portrait of my stern-faced Buster Keaton. And though it's writ large, I use it because I prize it so much. You probably can't see it, but it's this beautiful handwritten calligraphy of this piece of Emerson I'm about to read to you. You may have heard it before, and in these days, it's worth reading, remembering, and taking action on. Here's Ralph Waldo Emerson. To laugh often and love much, to win the respect of intelligent persons and the affection of children, to earn the approbation of honest citizens and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to give of oneself, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to have played and laughed with enthusiasm and sung with exultation, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. I know a lot of you. I know a lot of you live by that. Let's continue to do so, especially now, shall we? And in a nod of appreciation to Emerson and to Mary, here's a bit of Petruchio from The Taming of the Shrew. Oh, poor play, how we've kicked you around for so long. especially here in the last 100 years. You know, it's worth remembering at least a couple of things. When William Shakespeare wrote this play in the early 1590s, you know, his introduction to theater and certainly to comedy was to the Commedia dell'arte troops that traveled around Europe and into the United Kingdom. And these were broad plays that we would consider to be filled with stock characters. It was a comedy of humors, and so we recognized immediately who the people were and their predicaments, and we laughed. We recognized ourselves in them. And also, to be clear, women weren't playing roles on stage. It wasn't necessarily against the law, but it wasn't done. I do think there's some kernels of risk involved in what Shakespeare puts on the stage with The Taming of the Shrew, but he does so, again, very smartly. It's an induced play. It's an inducted narrative. It's framed. There's a story around the story that we know so well. But here, just after they're married, is Petruchio. Oh, it's been a rough couple of days. And I'll give you a bit of an interpretation of Petruchio, where he's not bullying. Anything he might do to Kate is being done to him. Oh my God. Thus have I politically begun my reign. Oh, 'tis my hope to end successfully. My falcon now is sharp and passing empty. And till she stoop, she must not be full gorged, for then she never looks upon her lure. Yeah. Another way I have to man my haggard, to make her come, to know her keeper's call. That is, to watch her, as we watch these kites that bait and beat and will not be obedient. She ate no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not. As with the meat, some undeserved fault I'll find about the making of the bed. And here I'll fling the pillow, there the bolster, this way the coverlet, another way the sheets. And amid this hurly, I intend that all is done in reverend care of her. And in conclusion, she shall watch all night. And if she chance to nod, I'll rail and brawl, and with this clamor keep her still awake. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness. And thus I'll curb her mad and headstrong humor. Well, if any man knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak. Just charity to show. Well, they come through it okay, I think. Remember Emerson's many definitions of success. I will today. I promise I will, if you will, and reread a bit of Emerson, what it means to be successful. Even if you don't leave your house today, don't leave your room today, there is something you can be successful at. I promise you. I send you lots of love. Take care of yourself. Call someone you know who would love to hear from you today. Take care. Goodbye.